It is my distinct pleasure to introduce Kerrix back to the cast. Kerrix, you have to cast at least one more game before you can go back to Elden Ring. I know you want to, but let's go to the Rift first.
Well, I mean, Saigon Buffalo are kind of playing a little bit of Elden Ring because they're up against a potentially insurmountable foe based on Game 1. And based on how Shogun played in Game 1, he's in that FromSoft mindset of throwing yourself at something and dying repeatedly.
Taki seems to be in the same mindset here.
Yeah, there you go. He better pop his flask pretty quickly, but BJ now collapsing.
Okay.
Oh, they actually go for the flash and they get a Felios's flash. Good trade.
Well, it's flash for flash. Now it kind of depends on who gets to move into bot lane first. Let's see where both junglers start. It seems to be a mirrored path here with both on the bot side. So not really the greatest opportunity to punish either side early on. I mean, at 4 minutes, the flashes are still down. So basically is we're going to have to look at both junglers, and if they cut any camps from their usual clear, I expect this to be more the case for Spot on J4, of course. BJ much more prone to just full clearing on the Hecarim. So potentially, first option for Spot to go into the bot lane and make his presence known.
Let's see if he actually does it. Last game, nothing really went right for the Buffalo. So even just anything below the top lane going right would be an improvement.
Very true. My eyes are very much glued to 2T now, because his performances have been up and down this week. Very impressive last game, not so great yesterday, but now on the Ahri, first time he picked the Ahri, and thus the first time he's ever played the Ahri professionally. So he's already winning early trades. Can Spot force the flash from Froggy?
Is he going to go for it? And he's under tower against a Galio, which I don't think you really want to do.
Not sure if Galio had W, he was level 2. I feel like Spot could have gone for EQ there. I don't think Froggy had his CC ready. Looking at a Galio level 2, I would not assume he went for W this early. So I think there's a little bit of a missed opportunity for Spot. He also gives away his positioning. So now behind in clear, behind in positioning, and behind in the vision game. So right now, all the cards on the table for their side, and BJ with the trumps.
That said, they do go down a TP. Froggy has to spend his. 2T was on full health. Was on a manageable amount of health, so doesn't need to reset yet. As Enpa gets jumped on by Huzmed, trading back well. Actually uses the quick draw to go forward. Wins out pretty hard.
Man, Graves' trades look so weird all the time. It looked like he was hard losing, no mana whatsoever, but then he gets to level 4 and actually his mana replenishes to a decent amount, is able to get off the smoke screen too. He is the first gang, BJ.
Yeah, that's got to be a kill. Easy peasy, you'd have to think, as 2T. It does eventually go down. Froggy very low, but it's only Palette here. No real damage. He does get away, but first blood to SGB.
And that's just greedy solo queue tendencies from 2T. He saw the teleport early, forced the teleport out of Froggy, but refused to use his own.
No flash. They know Palette's not here. Look at all
purple gun.
Built up, and they should be able to get a trade kill. 1 for 1.
So 1 for 1 is still advantageous because you're able to deny so many CS and of course experience too from Celebrity. It's not the greatest outcome. Palette was really punished harshly for this roam though, because he didn't accomplish anything in mid lane. He lost his ADC's life and he lost so much experience for both of them. So Palette this time not quite able to accelerate the early game as he did in game 1, and SGB already showing more signs of life than the whole 22 minutes of game 1.
Wait so long to actually hit him, which I guess they have to because BJ has to get close, but when you're just standing there tanking an entire onslaught from that red gun, it's not going well for you.
Also, I think there's an argument to be made for Shogun actually to take the tower aggro, because Itaki had no flash. He was trading flash for flash in level 1, setting up this exact play. So I think you should use Shogun as the tower tanker, and he flashes out in the last second, so both of them get to live. I think this was played as in practice, where the support always gets the tower aggro, but they should have adapted to the situation, because there was no way for Taki to get out from under the tower, right? If Shogun tanks the tower for 1 or 2 shots, then I think they probably get away with just a kill and no counter kill. in the end, it's still positive for Saigon Buffalo, as I said, and they're almost 1k gold ahead.
And gets a nice trade on Husmed, is having a much better time this game, but BJ, again, making himself known, but he's getting purple gunned. Paulette just dives out.
Oh, there's a lot of action happening all across the map. We see great domination from Anper in the top lane. Husmed this time is... Oh, never mind me!
Ooh, he's going in, he's got a Galio, it's Camille Galio, of course it is. Ender didn't get knocked up there, I'm not 100% sure why, but it doesn't matter because it's a 1-for-1 at the moment. A Spot moves in, is giving Froggy a bit of a how you doing, but he's not going to be able to follow him up, it's just the 1-for-1.
It's 1-for-1, 2 flashes used from SE side. Enper was super close to actually being able to 1v2 there, so that's already a scary prospect. Husman didn't get the kill either, so in the end this is actually quite bad for SGB. They used the first Galio ultimate, they used so much time from Galio. Spot didn't have to use his ultimate. Yes, he flashed, but it's a champion with a good gap closer anyway, so he doesn't need to rely on his flash to make ganks happen in the next few minutes, and he still has his ultimate to punish. So Husman hit 6 on this minute, and instantly they've called this so far in advance. I think Enper just barely stayed out of the range.
I think, yeah, he was just like pixels out of the Galio.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Apparently.
I assumed you would always be in Galio knockup range when you were inside the Hextech ultimatum, but apparently not the case. So
I think what actually happened is Froggy targeted Camille while she was still in the hook shot, and he made a couple of units of distance with the actual ultimatum. I think that's what happened, so it gave him the slimmest of margins.
Oh, that's so unfortunate, though. That actually turned the play around, because Enper wouldn't have been able to get another rotation off, and then it's probably too risky for a Spot to go in level 5 against 2 level 6 champions. So quite a bad turn there, and as I said before, now Galio ult is down. It's coming up slowly again, and the sync between the ults on the top side is going to work in SGB's favor. So Enper under constant pressure now. He needs to be aware of all the whereabouts of all 3 champions on the top side, because if they ever have enough time to set up on him, that's a free kill every single time.
2T farming up nicely. Has a comfortable lead over Froggy. Hasn't really impacted the game yet, of course, while Froggy's been making moves around. But Ari can become a threat as time continues to pass your way. But we've actually got a close game, unlike that disastrous game 1.
And we have to say, Spot on the J4 is not really putting in the work you expect from a J4 last pick. He should not be 1-0 with the 1 kill only being like a counter kill, where he wasn't the initiator. Very famously, Kadrill always says, if you're 0-0-0 on J4 at 15 minutes, you have lost the game. And he's 1-0, so it looks nice on the scoreboard, but he hasn't actually done anything proactive himself. So he really needs to get a start and get going. Maybe counter dive. Oh, there he goes.
Okay.
Oh,
was just kind of walking up. Unfortunate.
Oh, that's just horrible. Oh, that's awfully... No. That's really... You can't make that mistake. But the bot lane might redeem them.
Who else can't make that mistake? It's Tarky's in a lot of trouble, but uses the flash that time. Doesn't get caught out. Shogun turns it around with a couple of rockets, but it's still a flash forced out by the SE bot lane.
I'm still speechless from that horrendous ultimate. She was hookshotting already. You can't interrupt that. Ah, yikes.
It'd be kind of cool if you could, like Jarvan lands on her, and, pushes her to the ground, no hookshot. But that's not how that works.
Now the Jarvan ult, the very first one, is dealt with. Not even forcing a summoner spell, so that's really not what Spot wanted to go for. And usually we say Spot is the more aggressive one of the 2 junglers, but really not his game so far. He's going to have an easy time picking up the first dragon with constant mid and bot pressure. And Enper has stabilized his laning phase, so even though SE is falling behind on map positioning and assertiveness, I guess you could say, they're still hanging in there, getting CS leads in almost every lane. And in the jungle, actually, against BJ Sakarim, Spot on the much slower jungler in terms of farming speed is ahead.
With a flash, they want to go in onto Shogun, and they're going to do it exactly perfect. Celebrity gets gifted a kill. Well played, Paulette.
I think Palette's...
Flash tongue into the W. He's back, baby. He's back.
Palette's Tahm Kench might have to be a target for bans, because he's putting in such a clinic. Oh no, Celebrity's dead, by the way. Carrix?
I was taking a sip. I was drinking
okay.
water. I'm sorry. It's bad time. I thought I had a second.
Suspenseful silence. But yeah, here we go again. It's just flash, tongue into W. We have seen this combo from B before. If you hit Q, the W is basically assured to hit if the enemy has no mobility spell, no flash or any kind of dash. So that's what Tahm Kenches are using right now to get the CC. So W is quite a potent spell if you're able to hit it. And Taki, why are you?
What are you? Taki, did you get lost?
Yeah, you did. Not entirely sure you ended up there. But that's the second Jarvan ult, and this time leading to a kill. Once again, not really proactively, so still a little bit of criticism levied from my side towards Spot, because I feel like he's just running with the game. He's not putting in much thought. He's just taking whatever comes his way. But I mean, he's 2-0, he's an item finished, so you can't really fault him too much. In the end, he's still in a very strong position.
He is BJ. Oh, look at that.
Yes.
That'll make you happy.
Indeed.
Does that give you something to hang your hat on at least? Because he has stopped off for the tier. Still has that Rift Herald as well. Really hasn't been able to get any use out of it so far.
Yeah, it's one of those games where all of his lanes are constantly pushed in, so using the Rift Herald is actually really hard for him. He invested his ultimate in bot lane just to get a counter kill, not even to set up the lane. So where's the Rift Herald going? This might be one of those rare Rift Heralds where nothing really comes of it. Maybe he sneaks it under the tower for just a little bit of gold into himself. But yeah, I don't think he can really play for a first tower in any of the lanes.
I think he could potentially have run bot, used the ultimate that's about to come up, but I think he's going to go mid instead. Froggy does get the okay, BJ. That's actually interesting, because BJ could have gone for the kill there.
Nah. 2T had flash and ultimate available.
Well, yeah, but forced the flash, right? But the Herald would have expired if he'd done that.
Oh.
It had moments in it. Shogun whips out the rocket, takes
okay!
Celebrity wants him, and he gets into the Tahm Kench belly as well. I don't think he can actually get away,
shield.
but this is going to go so poorly. In comes Galio, knocks up 2. Spot realizes he can't enter, so Palette will be donated over to the Frogster.
And out of nowhere, the run of play goes back in Saigon Buffalo's favor, and they actually are going to be able to pick up the dragon that was so free just a minute ago for SE. They opted out of taking the dragon.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I actually thought the dragon was down already, but no, they just opted out of taking the dragon in favor of taking better recalls. It's great Aphelios play, though. He already has the... He hits every spell. He just hits every spell, and then he has a Gale Force, which Shogun disrespects. So in the end, it's great 2v2 play, but they disrespect the enemy counter punch, and, well, Galio is quite good at making this stuff happen. He's now 2-0, so Froggy on one of his classics, actually putting in quite a lot of work.
Oh, Husmed having a go. Oh no, he's been dragged under the tower.
Wait, what is going on?
He flashes back forward, he wants him, but Enpa lives on a sliver.
Close call there. Husmed is really feeling himself on the Camille this game. No mana for BJ. No flash either.
Finally, he's being aggressive. BJ's in trouble. Taken down. Huge shutdown given to the Jarvan, who's just going to hang out. Let the collapse come in. Celebrity gifted a tower.
And the Jarvan was R5, you have to remember. And it looked a little bit weird, especially because we talked on the analyst desk about Jarvan falling off a little bit on this patch with the new Bruiser items. He really liked his Sterak second, just to be a little tankier. But the Jarvan is still a very good champion into champions without flash. And Hecarim is one of those. So if Hecarim doesn't have his ultimate, then he can't really get out of there, and Spot just
he gets put in the stables.
Put him into the prison, and yeah, it's a tank Hecarim, but tank Hecarim is not actually tanky, so Spot was able to deal with him very, very quickly.
That he was. And you're an Aphelios player.
Yes.
There is a debate between a lot of people about who's the real big carry ADC. Jinx is obvious, but where does Aphelios actually rank next to her? Is he just behind? Is he way behind? Is he maybe actually quite equal? When he's 3-3, Is he a better carry than Jinx?
Ooh, it all depends on the situation. Let's just look at this game, where the Jinx is going to have to deal with a lot of threats. Speaking of one of them,
hang on.
Spot.
Can have some time to think, as Taki's been caught out, but caught up by the Chompers. I don't think they can actually continue this play. Paulette dives forward, but won't actually connect.
And I think SBTC has just completely forgotten about the Herald, abandoning their positioning to contest this one, and instead just push. Oh, it's still alive.
I mean,
what is SGB
Herald,
doing?
Who cares?
Wait, I hope Emperor died. Okay, we completely missed Emperor dying in the top side. That's why they can't fight there. And now they actually stepped too close. That's a free kill on Paulette.
Yeah, Paulette will be going down, but a lot of CC lands to hold up any further aggression as 2T. Being a little bit spicy, but still has one charge of the ult, so he's okay. Froggy charmed, but they will just get back under tower.
SGB now with an opportunity to get not only the tower, but also full positioning, and maybe even a dive? It's a little risky.
Spot. Celebrity got chunked a little bit. I don't think they want to go for this one. But they also don't drop the Herald, so mid lane survives.
For now. It's still there in the back pocket.
Yep, true.
So this is how Emperor dies. He just steps too close to the Herald. Should have known that this was probably going on, especially with the ward. Giving him vision, quite elaborate vision as well, how many members would approach him. So yeah, just Emperor overstepping, thought he was tankier than he was. In the end... Oh, that's White Gun against tower. Can he get... Oh, I think he has the tower. Yep. Oh, that was the weirdest outcome of all.
It's away.
Wait, he got the tower, but the teleport still completed, so it was within a frame or something.
Literally within a frame, like literally the same couple server ticks. That's very close.
Well, this is Aphelios magic, actually able to offset the mid lane domination just with White Gun, and now it's 1-for-1 trade in the mid lane. The game is unbelievably close, it's within 100 gold. Only one dragon has gone down in SGB's favor so far, so we are set up for a banger here. One of the problems with SBTC right now is Emperor going for the split push build while not really being in a map position where he can threaten deep split push, so he's a little bit useless right now for the side of SBTC, and they have to rely on him farming up and getting into a stronger position and not dying again.
And he's dying again your way as he's put in the cage. Hecarim comes on.
Oh, they're all here though.
Taki. That's an easy kill, but now the collapse arrives. 2T comes in with the teleport. Rocket whips across to add some more damage. They're focusing BJ, and he gets held by the wall. Taki will go down as well. They can give this kill to whoever they like, and that is SBTC fighting back.
What a beautiful collapse. This was very confusing to me because it was interrupting not the dash. You can't interrupt the unstoppable part, but I think you can cage him at the very end of his dash, because it looked like he was clipped back, which shouldn't be possible.
Well, he did the thing. Well, because he got hit by the wall halfway through his model. That's why he clips back. Because his model's a little bit further of his hitbox. What happens is it looks like he just shorts the ult.
Yeah, I think he did that.
He only casts it.
A little bit of a panic ult, maybe. Yeah, look at this again. Nah, it doesn't actually look... Wow.
What he does is he only casts the ult a little way because he just wants the fear. He's panicking. So the actual spectral horses, they always go the full distance. But Hecarim himself, he stops getting unstoppable almost instantly. The Jarvan jumps in, the wall comes up just like in front of Hecarim's hind legs, which is enough. It clips him back. That's how it works.
So apparently this game is just...
But it's how it works.
For us all to study weird interactions. We already had 3 or 4 of them, this one, so let's hope for some more, because this is very interesting just from the... perspective of scientists, I guess, the league scientists, just looking at interactions here. The second dragon getting over to SGB is quite good for because yeah, they're now on path to a snowball. It's a very late dragon snowball. They have 2 dragons uncontested basically, and it's 20 minutes in, so no one cared about dragons at the start of the game. This means Ocean Soul is in about 10 minutes, which is quite late for Ocean Soul, makes it much less potent. They do have a lot of tanky targets though, so Ocean Soul will be a decent price. Maybe not a game-winning price, but still putting especially BJ and Froggy into a position where they can tank the odd auto-attack for Celebrity. 1 or 2 more auto-attacks might be enough to turn the tide on a fight.
It's very true. That tier is fully stacked as well. Can be turned into a mana moon whenever he likes. So that BJ can start dealing a little bit more damage.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ooh, that hook lands. I don't know if the follow-up is realistic, but BJ thinks it is as they go on through. They're throwing ults at it, but Paulette, he's just Johnny on the spot every time your way.
Yeah, but it's still a huge loss in resources. They are also going to lose complete positioning in the mid lane, and now, yeah, they just have to duck and run away, and that's another objective for SGB. Very proactive game so far from SGB, looking revitalized. The first game didn't tilt them, and to be fair, this team was never a tilter team. They're not luxury, so I didn't expect them to tilt, and they are still looking like a competitive team in this game. It's a close affair. One overstep might be enough to turn the game around again, especially if Shogun is the target. But for now, SGB with slight control of the situation. BJ, where are you going?
BJ wants an Aphelios for dinner, mate. That's where he's going. And he gets him perfectly. 2T's locked up as well. They've just decapitated SBTC, taking out both of their carries in one fell swoop.
Wait, this was way too easy. I didn't even take it. I didn't even take it seriously. I thought they were just overextended, just trying to poke in and out and see what was possible, but they just killed them. No resistance shown whatsoever. Really bad positioning from Celebrity and from 2T, both with flashes available, by the way. And of course, Paulette's ultimate was down, so maybe miscommunicated between Paulette and Celebrity. Yet the Baron is slowly, not so slowly actually, going down, not even an attempt from Spot. And Saigon Buffalo finds the opening to push this game into a very winnable position.
And clearly all 5 of their players have been drinking their Castrol because they are looking powered up and ready to go. In this second game, it took them a bit of a slow start. But this is what we want. BJ in particular, been incredibly proactive, linking up with Froggy, being able to... I mean, the fact that they were just able to assassinate both the carries of SBTC with one play, it just can't be allowed to happen, really.
And after 3 games straight of Vayne for Husmid, breaking his own undefeated record, now actually with 1 and 2 on the season, he's back to a standard top lane champion. Look at him, he's actually excelling so much in this game, looking dangerous for the Aphelios specifically, but also for 2T, who can't deal with Husmid anywhere on the map. He can't cycling against him, he can't really deal with him in teamfights anyway. Ari against Hextech Ultimatum is very sad to watch too. It's just, yeah, she just
don't put
dies.
foxes in cages. It's not good. They need more space to run. Your pet Ari needs like a big place to dig. Don't put her in Hextech Ultimatums.
It's true. And the big item for Celebrity to carry this game potentially is not completed either. So right now they're just going to step back, try and lose as little as possible, and get Celebrity to the 3rd item, Power Spike, where he, once again, is threatening enough to run the whole team fight for them, because they don't really have that much damage on other champions. And per went for the split push build, he contributes a little bit. Spot actually has quite a bit of burst, but 2T, especially on the Ari in the mid lane, doesn't really offer much DPS. The Celebrity has to carry for like 50 to 60% of the fights, and he's not quite ready yet, but it's always on the horizon with Aphelios, especially into a heavy dive composition. This is what Aphelios likes to play against, so in the end, you can never count them out completely.
20 seconds until this next Drake. I think SBTC will just give this one up. As you were saying earlier, the Ocean Soul is going to come in so late, if it comes in at all, that it's not a huge concern for SBTC. By the time that 4th Drake comes up, their Aphelios should be in the position to carry, even if he isn't for this one. And, ooh, Froggy caught out, has to flash. But 2T with a move forward into the charm. They're going to call in a teleport here, and that actually dissuades SBTC. They lose everything and gain nothing.
Yeah, and Husmid actually not going for the chase.
He didn't have vision.
Yeah, it was risky. It looked easier for us because we can actually see what's going on the other side. There was probably a free kill if he decides to go over the wall, but in the end, it's restraint shown for him.
BJ BJ just goes flying in onto the Ari. Galio comes in. They're under a secondary.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Paulette gets the gobble. Oh no, I don't know about this one. I think this might be a little bit too far, SGB. Graves arrives, but Froggy's living. He's a liver your way.
Yeah, in the end, they don't really lose anything. Okay, a few summoner spells, okay, a few cooldowns here and there, and they have to restock on HP and items to go back into the base, but the Baron was had run out anyway, so not really an opportunity to push any inhibitors. So, yeah, they looked for the opportunity. It looks reckless, but as long as no one dies, as long as the enemy team doesn't get a huge chunk of shutdown gold, it's fine. You can do this. And Celebrity, he did get enough time to farm a few waves and get to level 13. He should be able to complete his next item in base here. All eyes on Celebrity. If you're able to shut down Celebrity with Froggy, BJ and Husmid, maybe even Taki, then the game is probably over. But if Celebrity gets to live the first rotation and rely on Palette to reposition him, then the team fights get scary. Because he will dish out insane amounts of damage.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Husmed continuing to push in, and we're seeing the sort of the failure of this split push Graves build in that he can't split push.
He can't do anything, yeah.
He's pretty useless. Spot does manage to secure the red buff.
So we wanted to focus, or I especially wanted to focus on 2T in this game. We haven't really talked about him much because he didn't do much. I expected him to be much more active on the map, especially with the winning bot lane. Even his top lane was winning for the most part in the early stages. He wasn't able to get out of lane, mostly because Froggy just always shoved his head into the wave and committed half his HP just to get good wave positioning. So 2T consigned to his own lane, and now he's outscaled, not directly by Froggy, who's not really doing any damage either, but just by the nature of his champion.
Ace
so
of the game.
Yeah. So we need to see if he can do anything. If he gets some Shogun, might just be enough to turn the game again. But yeah, 2 minutes away, the time is ticking down for the next dragon, and I'd expect SBTC to try at least to put a foot forward and try to contest the next dragon, because you don't really want to give up the soul for free. Even though the soul might be a little too late to carry the game, it's still a huge asset.
Yeah, no question. SGB, 2 members actually committed to the bottom side. Husband with no teleport, but look at this flank.
It's deep.
Look at this flank. But Husband can't join this fight. I don't think you actually want to activate this flank.
Well,
but 20
now,
seconds on Baron.
Yeah,
you're trading for an in here.
SBTC is so far away from their own base, they need to be super careful with how they go back to their base 2-2T in a precarious spot, and Husmid is just chomping away at the tower. Great macro play from SGB. They're just getting advantage after advantage and nothing lost for them. Husmid shouldn't die here. He doesn't have TP.
Yeah, I think he's overstayed a little bit, but they can't actually spend the time killing him because there's a threat of a Baron start.
And Spot.
Really well done there by SGB.
Okay, Spot stays alive. I was scared for him there for a second. If he dies, that's Baron and probably Dragon as well. So Spot is really the most valuable target for SGB to kill. Not any of the carries in Spot with the smites. But yeah, now SBTC investing a lot of time and vision onto the top side, which is gonna annoy them in just a minute, because the top side is completely useless, for them at least. They need to go to the bottom side. As BJ is still walking around, trying to find his angle.
He's found it, I think. He doesn't quite pull the trigger. There it is, finally. They're going to try and take out the carries again. Celebrity with a big shield. He does manage to dash away. Can they actually kill the Aphelios?
Yes.
Yes, they can. And Ari's down too. Spot gets denied. The chickens have been sent home to roost as SBTC get chopped on down. It's a triple kill for Shogun. And the Buffalo have the full run of the map.
What a beautifully decisive engage. Everyone was on the same page, and finally SGB show us their engage power. They were such a strong team in spring 2021 when it came to team fights and how to start and end team fights instantly. Their composition looked a little wacky, but they made it work. Almost no AP threat apart from Froggy's Galio of all champions, and they show us once again that they can make these weird and wonderful compositions work. It's a 1-for-1-1. And we are going to move to a 5th game of the day.
Ooh, it's a long day